Larry Joe Bird was the coldest white American basketball player to ever walk an NBA court. His competitiveness, swag, and trash talk was like no other. Now check this out, he was the type to tell you where he was going to shoot the game winner on you, shoot it, and blow a kiss to your mama. Y'all been raving about him in the comment section, so now it's our turn to deliver. Today we bring you 6 stories that prove Larry Bird was not human. Stay till the end to see why we call him Larry Legend. Number 6. I told you so. Larry Legend hit a lot of game winners in his career, but this one might have been one of his greatest. It was February 26, 1983, and the Bird, McHale, and Parrish Boston Celtics were in Phoenix to play Larry Nance's Suns. The game was close with the C's down the whole time until the 4th quarter. It was in this quarter when they finally got a lead on the Suns until Larry Bird, of all people, messed it up for them. According to McHale, Larry had the worst 4th quarter known to man. He was playing so bad that the team found themselves from once having the lead to being down 2 with 1 second left on the clock. Coach called a timeout to draw something up for the guys to run to win the game, but Larry Legend had different plans. Walking back onto the court, Larry told his teammates that he was going to bust the play and shoot a 3 to win the game. He looked at his defender, Johnny High, and told him to guard him closer, otherwise he was going to get the ball, shoot a 3, and win the game. To make it even better, he looked at all the coaches and players on the Suns bench and told them, yeah, I'm fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and go home. I'm tired of this. For someone to have played as bad as Larry played in the 4th to still have the confidence to tell everyone he was going to win the game was ridiculous. Sure enough, the ball gets inbounded. Larry breaks the play to shoot a one-legged 3-pointer for the win and nails it in front of the Suns bench. Game time. The Suns probably felt like complete losers after what this dude just did to them. To make it even worse, Bird turned around, pointed to their bench, and said 4 words. I told you so. Man, I would have been hot. Number 5. Who's the 3-point king? During All-Star Weekend in February 1988, Larry Bird was on a mission. He had won back-to-back 3-point contests in 86 and 87 and was looking to add a 3rd trophy to his collection. Before the contest, Larry Legend walked into the locker room to be among the league's best shooters. He took a look at all of them and said, I hope all you guys are in here thinking about 2nd place because I'm gonna win this thing. According to Larry, he knew they were nervous because after he said that, they were dead silent. Larry Legend started off the contest kind of slow in the 1st round, hitting the clutch money ball to win it 17-15. 2nd round came and Bird started to heat up, scoring 23 points and having a few hot streaks. He even had MJ shaking his head. All right, now we hit the 3rd round for all the marbles. Dale Ellis had just shot and Larry had to beat 15 points to win. Shouldn't be too difficult considering his performance in the 2nd round, right? Unfortunately, this wasn't the case. In the 3rd round, it seemed like Larry had cooled all the way off as he was missing shot after shot. Money balls were really the only thing keeping him in the game. With his last 2 racks in front of him and only having 7 points, Bird needed to clutch up, and that he did. Larry Legend went a perfect 5 for 5 from the 2nd to last rack and a decent 3 for 5 from the last rack to win it all. While the final money ball was in the air, the man walked away and pointed to the sky before he even went in. Imagine losing $12,500 to a guy that told you you were going to lose before the contest, wore his warm-up the whole time, and just barely won. Can't do nothing but shake my head, dawg. Number 4. Where do you want it? We can't do this video without including Larry's 60 ball against the Hawks, so here we go. In March of 1985, Larry Bird and the Celtics were set to play Dominique Wilkins' Atlanta Hawks. The game was played in New Orleans because the Hawks hosted some of their home games there. As he was being taped up before the game, Larry asked the ball boys the building scoring record. The man was out for blood, bro. As you can see from the highlights, this guy was cooking these dudes, man. It seemed like every shot he took was going to go in. This shot right here was just disrespectful. He didn't give a damn that the defender was all up in him. He literally shot over him. Peep the Hawks' bench too. They can't even believe what they're seeing. Doc Rivers happened to be on the Hawks at the time and said that Bird was coming up the court calling his shots before he even had the ball in his hand. The way Bird was cooking them, I wouldn't be surprised that was the game that took Doc's voice. The man was probably screaming and tearing up his house after getting done like that. This shot right here proved this guy was on the level that night. It didn't count, but the audacity to take it was crazy. Nowadays, players get tight when people score when their team's up at the end of the game. Man, Larry didn't give a damn about that soft unwritten rule. Up 124 to 115, Bird shot the midi at the buzzer to get his career high 60 points. Looking back at the game, Hawks coach Mike Fratello said that he was hoping there was going to be a ray of sunshine that Larry is going to have an off night because he heard that he had got back to the hotel late the night before. My man should have brought his coat and umbrella because Hurricane Bird came full force. Sheesh. Number 3, Larry the Lefty. Whether you want to admit it or not, you have a hand you'd rather use less than you need to. For those of us who aren't ambidextrous, it's either our right hand or our left hand. You even have guys in the league today that can barely use their non-dominant hand. Jason Brown. Larry Bird was not one of those guys. Before the end of a February 1986 road trip, Larry told the media and his teammates that he was going to play the entire game against the Trailblazers left-handed. Y'all, let's think about this from the Trailblazers' point of view. You got arguably the best player in the league telling everybody that he's gonna only use his left hand against y'all just cuz. What kind of disrespect is this? As we all know, Larry Legend didn't just give when he played. He was going to do him, and that's exactly what he did. No, he didn't take every single shot with his left, but he definitely made it a point to use it as much as possible. This was so much that 10 out of his 34 shots were lefty. That's actually crazy once you think about it. Larry Legend ended up recording an almost 50-point triple-double with 47 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists in 49 minutes in a 120-119 overtime win in Portland. Mind you, he nailed this shot from the midi to send the game to overtime and hit the game winner. I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers. Man, imagine you just got a 50-point triple-double dropped on your head. The man made a third of his shots left-handed. He made the game winner and basically said you weren't worthy of his right hand. Man, Larry was cold. Number 2, for the love of the game. Now, as hoopers, we've seen our favorite players suffer serious injuries. If you're a true fan, it's painful to watch. Larry Bird's career-altering back injury was as serious as it gets. During the 1985 offseason, Larry hurt his back building a driveway for his mama. According to his back doctor, Bird lost the structural stability of his spine, so it would slip into unnatural positions and lock itself to get an artificial stability. For the final 7 years of his career, Larry went through a lot just to play and live comfortably. The man had to ride a bike for an hour before he played to get his back loose. He also had to have his spine unlocked so it could have locked back into the right place for only 4 to 6 hours. Bruh, doctor said the pain was like getting your finger stuck in the door and someone constantly pushing the door. It was so bad that the man had to lay down on the floor during practices, games, and flights. Every time this man played, he wondered if he was going to end up in a wheelchair or even be able to play with kids. Alright, I'm going to say what we're all thinking. Why the hell did this guy keep putting himself through this? One answer, Joe Bird. Joe Bird, Larry's dad, lived by the principle that if you get paid to go to work, you gotta go to work. He proved that to Larry by going to work with a broken ankle for weeks. Thanks, Joe, because without you, we wouldn't even have seen one of Larry Legend's last great games. The 1992 NBA season was wrapping up and the Boston Celtics were still in the playoff hunt, with an important game coming up against Clyde Drexler's Trailblazers. They knew they needed their captain. Larry Legend had missed a lot of games that season due to his back, but he knew his team needed him to carry them on it. Despite all the pain he was going through, Larry sucked it up, put up a brace, and went to hoop. And man, did the guy hoop. The 35-year-old Bird looked like the legend of old as he got his teammates involved and scored whenever and wherever he wanted. Kodak came in clutch by hitting this crazy three with a defender in his jersey. Larry Legend would end up having 49 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists in the Celtics' 152-148 double overtime victory. Though the C's ended up losing in the semifinals, Larry Legend was there for his team when they needed him most. Salute. Number 1, Larry Legend. Alright, this last story is so crazy that Larry Legend himself says it was his best game ever. Before we get to the game, we have to get into what happened before it. It's Game 5 of the 1986 NBA Finals, and the Celtics were up 3-1 heading into Houston. During the game, 7'4", 228-pound Ralph Sampson got into it bad with 6'1", 168-pound Jerry Sitching. The Celtics ended up losing Game 5, and let's just say the Rockets had it coming for them in Game 6 at Boston. Before the game, Larry told reporters, Sampson and the rest of the Rockets better put on their hard hats because our fans can get nasty too. There will be a lot of contact in Boston. We all know Celtics fans can be horrible, and it didn't spare Ralph Sampson from their wrath. According to Sampson, he got death threats before the game. Death threats, y'all. In the locker room before the game, Larry told his teammates, the fans want blood out there. If we lose, it's our blood. Let's get going. And boy, did they. In his self-proclaimed best game ever, Larry Legend did everything. Larry hit jumpers, rebounded the ball, got assists to his teammates, and could have gone to jail with all the stealing he was doing. He even won a jump ball versus Hakeem. During halftime, Larry did something he never did before. I changed up my uniform during halftime, and that's something I never do. I was playing so well and feeling so great that I just took the uniform off, stuffed it in my bag, and got a new uniform out. That way, I would have 2 championship uniforms instead of 1. The C's ended up winning Game 6 at home 114-97. Bird ended the game with 29 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists, and 3 steals, shooting 47% from the field, 67% from 3, and 92% from the free throw line to win his 2nd ring and 2nd Finals MVP. Larry Legend played so good that he wrote in his book, "That was the only game I thought I was totally prepared for. As far as the focus was concerned, none better. Never. I should have quit right there." Well, there it is, guys. 6 stories that prove Larry Bird was not human. I can't even lie to you guys. My respect for this man as a hooper has never been greater. This man could do it all, plain and simple. If he didn't hurt his back, the GOAT conversation may be very different. Thank you all for watching the video, and please hit that subscribe and like button. If you like this video, check out the channel for more like it. We are working hard to get better and produce quality content for you guys, so we appreciate your support. With that, be easy, y'all. Peace.